Hey, I'm excited about being able to tell you that the Hands series is now available. It's called Daddy's Hands. And some of the answers to questions that we've been doing in video form over the past few days have been because of this series. And really hope that a lot of you will get a lot out of this. I think there's an awful lot of people who are really intimidated about hands. And even though they can be difficult, it's more a matter of learning how to see. And that's one thing I really enjoy doing, is helping you be able to tell what to look for and some of the idiosyncrasies about hands that might make what you're doing a lot more successful. This is also an opportunity for us to, as usual, I always enjoy doing this, but to bring something special out of the subject. And so I think it's something that well, the fact that it's named Daddy's Hands is because that struck a lot of people in the class. Usually the class is the one that ends up by naming the series. And I think it will give you an opportunity to find that special something. Although when somebody else looks at it, it's not always going to be maybe thought of in the same way. It's going to come from their own personal experience. So if you do this well enough and you follow some of these very solid principles and the techniques that I'm going to lay down in this series, it gives you an opportunity to allow somebody to become engaged with your subject and to be able to come from a very personal experience on their part. They'll see something maybe completely different than what you anticipated, based on their memories. And so then what we're going to use, let's just go with how will these classes benefit you. I think that one of the goals in this class, as far as I'm concerned, was to help you manage values. I think it's extremely important, but this lesson in particular gave us an opportunity to really see how important that is, because there's different depths, there's a light source, there's all kinds of opportunities now for us to make that significant by managing our values. Very important. And then also the detail, knowing again what to look for. What are some of those special things about hands that help you get the right perspective and the depth and the contour and all those things. There's an anatomy to hands. It doesn't have to be terribly complicated, but you want to pay attention. And so I try to point out some of those key elements. And things like fingernails, and which part of the finger are they placed on. And sometimes we just get some of those things wrong. So this will be a great opportunity. Naturally, you're going to use the 5 pencils. This is the 5-pencil method. And I think in particular importance, your kneaded eraser is going to come in really handy. You'll want your straight edge and divider, especially if you're going to be using the straight edge and divider method for laying out your drawing, although you could do it another way if you'd like to. But anyway, the straight edge is always great, again, for bringing in, and also the divider, for bringing in these tools to help you find out if you have something in good proportion. And as I've said many times, the angles are so important. Taking one point and looking at another point, maybe the end of a finger from a thumb, and seeing what the angle is, so you can start recognizing those things as you look at your subject. I think that the not only the kneaded eraser, but the paper, I wouldn't work too small. I worked on a 14 by 17 inch paper, and I always like to leave a little room around the edges. I'll just go ahead and show you this particular one, just so you get an idea of the size of the paper. This is on 11 by 17. We always try and find a place for it to be that's going to give us an area as a buffer zone, as I call it, an opportunity for framing it well. Just things that will allow you not to cut yourself short and end up by needing more paper because you ran out of room. It's always good to plan your drawing as best you can, and even the signature, even though this is incorporated quite close to the subject, even the signature becomes a composition or design factor. So it's important where we place the signature and allowing enough room on our paper to be able to put that where we want to when we're finished, where it's going to best complement it. And so here is the closer version of it. And it's always fun to see what detail is going to be important. I think that's another thing that was extremely important about this. How much detail do we want to put in this drawing? Sometimes detail can become a distraction. So even though this gives us a great opportunity for all kinds of detail, we can have the creases and the expansion lines and all those things in the hands and the texture of the skin and also the fabric, and yet we don't want one thing to overpower something else. So it's again an opportunity for us to balance things out so that this subject best communicates in the way that is going to be effective and draw people in. Now, what we have below is an opportunity for you to buy this. I'd like you to be able to add it to your collection. I'm excited about it. I think you'll learn a tremendous amount about this subject, and also it'll help you with any other subject you happen to be drawing. It's always good to approach another subject and see how the principles apply, and not just stop and think, well, I've never drawn that before, or I've never drawn this before. It's just encouraging you to learn how to see and how to manage your technique and to use your tools properly so that you won't be intimidated tackling almost any problem or any subject. And I know they're all different, and that's exciting because I have that opportunity to show you a little bit. If you'd like to be able to buy this series, it's available now, and you can go to the bottom of this video and click on the link. And in that link, or when you get there, you'll find an opportunity to see what some of the students were doing. This studio class is always exciting because we get to see what different students are not only drawing, but how they're interpreting it, how it's coming out as far as their balance and how they view it, and everybody's learning. It's always a great opportunity again to all come together and learn from each other. The critiques at the end, I think, are valuable. Most people say they are, because you'll see common issues or maybe something new you didn't think about that we'll address as we talk about each student's piece of work. So anyway, I hope you'll really enjoy this. I had a lot of fun with it, and I think everybody else did too. And have fun drawing. That's the main idea. I want you to really enjoy what you're doing and look forward to these things, not with intimidation, but with excitement of a new challenge. So see ya.